We're going to Formula Drift Japan, you guys. So we're gonna get it acid dip.
But that's
We gotta get a little work done.
turbo's on there.
We got the subframe in.
Transmission in, all the stuff stiff. Yeah, so we got 4 stiffies in here.
They're black stiffies.
Welcome to episode 8, ladies and gentlemen. These episodes are starting to do a little bit better, so I appreciate all you guys watching them. Also, I know a lot of you guys have been saying we want like longer episodes. We will get there, but with building the YouTube channel, basically we're trying to get the best watch time possible, and you guys are watching most of these episodes, so it's good. The more you guys watch them, the longer we can kind of end up making them. But let's get started. So the plumbing's pretty much done, but now it's time to dive into the wiring as well as just the final fabrication stuff. So we got a bunch of stuff today, so we can get the plumbing done as well as do the entire exhaust. And then JMO's been going to town on the wiring. I want to show you guys something real quick though. We got a new t-shirt coming out tomorrow. This is for JMO, but show him this t-shirt. It's got a Japan flag on the thing and then iconic and famous tracks from Japan. So coming out tomorrow on haugenracing.com. There's a bunch of stickers, a new Nobori flag. I'm like tripping over wiring, and the t-shirt, which I got on as well. So if you guys want to support the channel, support the build, support going to Formula Drift Japan, check that out tomorrow. Appreciate it. Yeah, so check this freaking box of parts out. So very exciting. But first, let's like look at the wiring. I'm gonna have JMO kind of tell you guys what's going on because it is insanity right now.
Yeah, there is kind of a lot going on. The car was wired up professionally before, and since we've changed the placement of a lot of the stuff and added some more systems on, I've had to cannibalize the harness and basically get rid of stuff that was in the stock harness that we're not using anymore and kind of maintain what we are using and then redistribute things to different parts of the car. And since we've added stuff, there's a possibility we may need a second PDM or power distribution module. So right now I'm just trying to figure out like what needs to go where. Fancy bulkheads and fun stuff for the firewalls. And so everything needs to pass through those.
So the reason for the bulkheads, there's multiple reasons, but one of them is like if something, let's say we had a fire in the back end, right, and that wiring gets messed up, we could quick disconnect that at the bulkhead, and then our whole wiring isn't affected from the firewall, you know, forward. So, and it's also just really damn cool. Okay, so this is kind of a cool nerd thing that I want to show you guys. We got like this crazy label printer. We're kind of balled out on it. Check this thing out. Don't write anything weird on there.
Oh, I've already written a few weird things. See here?
This thing is a behemoth.
Prints us off this sweet little heat shrink piece, which comes in all different sizes.
So what's next level about this is it's not just a label printer, but it will print heat shrink. So we can actually print on it and then put it on the wire, heat shrink it on, and then it's freaking labeled like forever. It's super sick.
Mm-hmm.
So then we'll just heat that up, put shrink on it, label and forget. Okay, this is just like super exciting to me because we've never had sequential transmission or nitrous in a car. Check this out. Let's go. So that's the window switch, as it literally says, wide open throttle switch, and then the gear indicator for the sequential transmission. So that's kind of the view, right, when you're like driving. Easy to see right there. You can tell what gear I'm in. And then I can turn the nitrous on or off, but I don't know why I would ever turn it off.
That's how it works. That's not what that is. Okay, you explain it.
So you'll have an on-off switch for the nitrous. This allows you to set up what RPMs the nitrous will kick in at, as well as, you know, all the different parameters. But that allows you to switch between different setups if you like.
So like I always in the past thought nitrous was just like a big red button and you pressed it and you like held it and it was like throwing juice in. I think you can set it up that way, but it's really not the proper way. You basically set it up where it's on, it's engaged, it's not spraying, and then it's set to a certain RPM range. For us, I would assume it'll be fairly low and then kind of cut off once the turbo is full boost, because we're really just trying to help spool the turbo up. So let's say it's from, you know, 1500 RPM to like 4500, and it'll be basically, I'll be full throttle or whatever I want to do. And then when we hit that RPM range, it'll start spraying and it'll spray up until we tell it to turn off. It's much more calculated. You can tune for it, all that different stuff. It's not just a big red button and, you know, blowing the intake manifold apart like Fast and Furious. But that's what I always thought of. Yeah, comment below if that's like how you guys understood nitrous, because for the longest time I did until I started kind of like diving into it. It sounds cool that way. I just hold a big red button and suddenly I'm like, that's the experience I want though. I want like the freaking
just everything is just
it's not going to be quite that extreme, but it will be sick. It will be sick. I think the next thing I want to show you guys is kind of our exhaust setup, because that is kind of wild. We got everything off the car laying behind us, but basically we're starting off the turbo, right? This is V-banded and it's steel. We'll basically go from there and have a V-band to the titanium downpipe. There's the V-band. We would go up to 5-inch just for fun, literally at this point. And then the whole titanium 5-inch downpipe. Then we'll reduce back down. This sounds so silly as I'm like explaining it. Okay, the original plan was just a 5-inch hood dump on the Tacoma. And so we already had this like cool lobster tail and we want to utilize it. So, so we're expanding to 5-inch and reducing back to 4-inch.
it's called doing more than you need to.
Yeah. And V-banded to probably this guy. So this will be like a flex. Essentially, if we didn't have that, the exhaust would be like hard mounted to the chassis. It has like rubber isolators. We don't have those quite yet. But then like any movement from the engine or anything like that, there's no like break point, and so the exhaust can get really stressed and end up cracking. So you put this guy in. So 4-inch would be really tough to fit under the car. So we're going oval. So we have these little piecuts if we need to turn it at all. And then this will go from 4-inch stainless steel to 4-inch oval. And then we got this big boy here. We actually have 2 of those. So that'll kind of bring us all the way back. We'll do like kind of a turn down tip with these oval pie cuts. So this is really complicated now that I'm like seeing it all laid out here. It's gonna be full gangster. All right guys, we're gonna cut this episode on that. We're updating every week. So if you guys enjoyed this video though, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave us some feedback. Let me know what you guys like on the build. Even what you don't like. Everybody's got their different styles and how they do stuff. Also, don't forget, new merch comes out tomorrow. Check that out. There's like 10 different stickers, a new Nabori flag, t-shirt, all sorts of good stuff. All right guys, well thank you for watching. I love you all. We'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace. Peace!